There's three main reasons why people don't maintain a healthy smile for a lifetime. The first is cavities. Most people know a little bit about cavities. They think that sugar causes cavities, when in fact it's a bacterial infection made worse by acidity in the mouth. The second reason that people can lose teeth, and this affects older people in particular as people get into their third and fourth decade, is gum and bone disease or periodontal disease. In periodontal disease, there's a genetic predisposition, and a bacterial infection in the mouth causes the body to basically dissolve the connective tissue that holds the teeth in the mouth. And bone is lost permanently, the teeth become loose, and infection is maintained in the mouth. Even though it's painless, it's the silent killer of teeth, and a lot of destruction can be done before there's any kind of awareness on the part of the patient. The third reason that people can lose their teeth is one that's not well known out in the public. And in fact, it's not even all that well known or acknowledged in dentistry, simply because it's not something that insurance companies typically will reimburse for. But it's really the main reason that I see in my practice more recently of why people end up breaking teeth, needing crowns, needing root canals, sometimes end up losing their teeth altogether. I'm going to call it bad bite disease, or bite disease. And what happens is when people's teeth don't line up perfectly, the teeth get hit in certain ways so that molar teeth that are meant to kind of come together and bite like this, if they get hit from the side, it puts a lot of stress on the teeth. Teeth are a crystalline structure. If you've had fillings placed in your teeth, particularly the old-fashioned amalgam mercury fillings, the mercury that's in those fillings expand and contract with temperature. You put a small to medium-sized silver filling inside of a tooth, and then you have temperature changes that you have every day, multiple times in the mouth, and then you combine that with chewing on those teeth for 20, 30 years, you end up with a lot of flexing of the teeth and ultimately breaking. I think of the tooth as kind of like a wire coat hanger. And if you bend it enough times, eventually it's going to break. The more natural tooth structure there is, the thicker the wire, so it takes longer to break. But the less tooth structure that there is, because it's been drilled out to have filling after filling placed in over the course of time, the more likely those teeth are to break. The vast number of patients who come to my office come with a dental problem. And oftentimes it's a tooth that has broken. A lot of times I'll see in those patients silver fillings, and they don't even have to be big silver fillings. Even small silver fillings can end up with 4 cracks around the teeth. I actually stopped doing silver fillings altogether in 1998 after I saw the amount of damage in people's mouths that were caused by the expansion and contraction of these fillings, the crack lines in the teeth, which ultimately resulted in cusps breaking off, people needing root canal therapy to save their teeth, and sometimes having the tooth actually split in half and the tooth not even be able to be saved. Something that I do is very unique in my practice is I check everyone's bite when they come in as a new patient. And when I see teeth that aren't lined up properly, there's usually something I can do about it. If the teeth are way out of line, I actually will recommend, even to adults, that they consider having braces or orthodontics therapy done. Not something I do here in my office, but I work with some great specialists who can help out tremendously. But for many people, it's not that the teeth are so out of alignment, they're just a little bit out of alignment. It's kind of like when you get a car and you get a new set of tires put on your car. If you forget to balance the tires, you can still drive your car around. But if you did balance the tires, you'd get better gas mileage, less wear and tear on the tires, and less wear and tear on the car. So in the mouth, there are things that I can do to very easily shave and shape the teeth so that we have strong parts of teeth hitting on strong parts of teeth rather than strong parts hitting on weak parts. In my office, I have an intraoral camera. It's a fantastic little digital camera that I can put in people's mouths. It's lighted and it magnifies everything. With my camera, I can see the earliest signs of cracking in the teeth before the tooth actually breaks or the nerve is killed by the trauma of repeated biting and clenching. So when I see these cracks, I let my patients know this is what's going on, and again, I can adjust their bite to take some of the stress off the teeth. Also, a lot of times people's jaws don't come together quite as evenly as they could, and we can use different types of occlusal guards or bite guards, including one that's really, really small that just gets custom fit to the front teeth, To have people close on a piece of plastic, allow their jaw muscles to relax, be able to move wherever they want to go. It really decreases the tension that people have in their jaw muscles, which I'm seeing more and more of these days with a lot of the economic conditions and people's concerns about job and family. Seems to be a lot of clenching going on. Not so much grinding. I have a lot of patients that somebody's told them they grind their teeth. And then I ask them, well, do you grind their teeth? And they're like, well, I don't think so. So then I do a little test and I have them bite on a couple of cotton rolls and I see the muscles. And if the muscles are well developed, I'm thinking, do you clench your teeth? And like, I might clench my teeth, I'm not sure. So then I start looking for clues. There are clues that I can see on the x-ray actually in the bone that tells me that the tooth is being moved. So there are some people who grind their teeth, and there's really quite a bit of motion that goes on with that. It's very destructive, and they tend to wear their teeth very, very flat. More likely, I often see patients whose jaws are aligned in such a way that when they bite into a sandwich or they need to bite salad, they have to bring the jaw forwards, and they actually wear their teeth at an angle. This results in a thinning of the enamel on the upper front teeth. On the lower front teeth, you can actually see into the dentin or the inner surface of the teeth. I can actually reinforce those areas, make them stronger, make the teeth less likely to chip, and I can also protect the bite by using some kind of a guard, sometimes a very small one, sometimes one that's more horseshoe shaped, so that the teeth wear against plastic rather than wearing against themselves. Plastic is easy to replace, teeth harder to replace. So I prefer to prevent the damage that occurs from the bad bite and actually strengthen the teeth as they are, but also protect them with some plastic.